Welcome to Tech Blueprint, a window that lets you know the latest technology news in the world. In the tech world of 2024, who will dominate the race for quantum chips? The competition between China and the United States, their respective breakthroughs and gaps, is no longer a laboratory discussion, but has become a global industry and capital market topic. Have you ever wondered how much change the birth of a new chip can trigger? The pressure on the traditional chip sector is palpable to almost anyone who follows the development of domestic technology. In 2024 alone, China's chip imports are expected to reach $386.4 billion, a daily cost of 7.5 billion renminbi. Furthermore, in the world of cutting-edge equipment, ASML of the Netherlands has already halted supply of its most critical sub-7 nm lithography machines to China, making the traditional path increasingly difficult. However, Chinese chip companies have not retreated. SMIC's 14 nanometers process has a yield rate exceeding 90%, and domestically produced argon fluoride lithography machines have also broken through 8 nanometers. Huawei and Cambricon are now using their own chips in a large number of products. Over the past year, domestic chip R&D investment soared to 198 billion yuan, a 23% year-on-year increase. A nationwide drive has been launched, with the goal of achieving a 30% localization rate by 2025. Chip industrial parks have sprung up like mushrooms after a rain, and R&D teams are working brightly every night. This determination is palpable everywhere. However, while everyone was still applauding the breakthrough in traditional chips, the true disruption came unexpectedly. In December 2024, Google unveiled its ultimate achievement, a quantum chip codenamed Willow. It not only boasts 105 qubits, but, more importantly, completely solves the long-standing error correction problem in quantum computing. This problem, first proposed in 1995, has plagued scientists worldwide for 30 years. Willow has even achieved the paradoxical phenomenon of decreasing error rates with increasing qubit counts. In a 7x7 quantum array, the overall error rate was reduced by 50%. This is more than just a breakthrough. It's like a legend. The chip operates in an environment near absolute zero, allowing it to complete a task that would take a traditional supercomputer 10 to the power of 25 years in just 5 minutes. Its stability has reached 100 microseconds, a 5-fold improvement over its predecessor. This wave of excitement immediately rocked the global tech world. Google's achievement was featured on the cover of the top journal Nature, sending the capital market into a frenzy. Alphabet's stock price soared 7% in one day, and its market capitalization surged by $160 billion, equivalent to 1.1 trillion renminbi, overnight. Elon Musk praised this as the future we imagine, and Google CEO Pichai even outlined a new blueprint for a space-based quantum cluster. Experts have stated that once active error correction becomes truly practical, the dream of large-scale quantum computing will become a reality. Of course, Chinese quantum computing hasn't been idle either. As early as March 2024, the University of Science and Technology of China announced the mass production of the Zhuchengji 3 superconducting quantum computer, 105 qubits, which also achieved a world-renowned breakthrough. On specific tasks, it was a full 15 orders of magnitude faster than supercomputers, and its performance even surpassed Google's comparable system by 1 million times. Meanwhile, another optical quantum computer, the Zhejiang 3, outperformed supercomputers by 16 orders of magnitude using just 255 photons, marking a leap forward from the laboratory into industrialization. Of course, the true test of quantum computing lies not only in the battle of computing power, but also in the development of true quantum error correction. For the past 30 years, the world has been waiting to see who can make this technology practical. Google's Willow initiative, with its impressive active error correction scheme, is truly impressive. It doesn't simply increase computational power by adding bits, it can actually reduce error rates, completely overturning the entire concept. Many technology observers believe that true practical quantum computing will require thousands or even tens of thousands of qubits, along with robust error correction capabilities. Chinese research teams are also catching up. The University of Science and Technology of China is developing the Zhuchengji 4, aiming for 300 qubits, with a prototype expected by the end of this year. This is a chasm of industrial might and scientific firepower, with everyone vying to seize the initiative at this historic juncture. However, many fail to realize that the competition for core technologies is actually a geopolitical contest. The US blockade of high-end equipment from China has in turn forced domestic innovation. You may have heard of bottleneck issues, such as the difficulty importing high-end lithography equipment and key materials. However, by 2024, domestic chip equipment procurement had already surged to 34.8 billion yuan, a year-on-year increase of 47%. China is now slowly gaining control of some processes and equipment that were once only accessible through imports. For example, argon fluoride lithography equipment has evolved from primarily following the lead to breakthroughs. High-end chip manufacturing is now independently completed by domestic teams. This resilience and unyielding spirit are precisely the best way for the industry to rebound in the face of adversity. Experts also have many sobering perspectives. Even though both China and the US are groping their way forward at the technological frontier, large-scale practical quantum computing requires continuous development and will not be achieved overnight. However, all research and data show that the gap between China and the US is narrowing. China's dual approach, leveraging superconductivity and photonic quantum computing, is making the global quantum computing industry particularly exciting. A number of companies in the industry chain are growing steadily, supported by policies, funding, and technology. By 2024, independent research and development of high-end domestic equipment will not only transform a passive response to the blockade into a dual breakthrough, but will also unleash the innovative potential of the entire chip market. In the fierce battle for quantum chips, whoever emerges victorious will lead the future of technology. From the laboratory to industrialization, from paper plans to capital outpouring, every advancement in China and the United States captures public attention. Do you believe who will create the next world-changing chip?